bow rods are these 10.5 footers we're going to put up there in the front. Being there's only 5 of us in a boat, but I have a license, so we'll go 2, 2, and 2. And the long one's got to be in front, so I got a right and a left for the bow rods. So these reels have got line counters. We always start at the rod tip. Going to make sure we zero out the line counter. You got a thumb bar release. I hate thumb bars. But if you know how to use it, it's not a problem. Never push on the thumb bar and reel at the same time. These reels have got clickers on it. We're going to use the clicker. That way I can hear the lines running down. I know where everything's going okay. Okay, you can take it off if you want, if you're playing a fish or reeling in, but let's use that clicker, because I can't tell you how many backlashes I've had over the years. Use a clicker and reduce the risk of a backlash. So zero the counter. I'm going to set the drag. Remember, I had questions about how much tension. We've got 30-pound mono. I'm going to tighten it up where I got to grab the line pretty good to pull it off on the mono. Braid, I'd only want it where I don't have to grab it that tight, because no stretch on braid. Mono, I like it pretty snug. There's a lot of stretch there, so you can run this a lot tighter if you put braid. I got gloves too, so I got a good grip on it. 10-ounce sinker. This is about 16 inches. Use the dual lock on there. 20. That's real important that there's different lengths. You don't want that as long as a flasher. And I'll put a herring on it. Always zero out the counter at the rod tip. Now if we do it correctly, you shouldn't have to zero it out again today. And I'm starting out here, so when we bring back in, I'll say, okay, run it down to 20. I even do pulls. Remember how it's important to go kind of slow? Get it down to your distance, take your thumb off the reel, but the thumb bar, lock it in. These are Foley rod holders. They open up. All the rods have got a trigger on the back. There are 2 holes in that Foley. That trigger goes in the bottom hole. You lay it flat right in the tray of that holder, flop it over and you're fishing. Take it out, you lift evenly, even push down on the back a little bit, and lift it that direction. When you realize that holder opens one way, then you just kind of pull it that direction. Anybody use those before? Yeah, cool, really, when it's a learning curve. Now, when we go to reel in, you can either take the rod out of the rod holder, or you can leave it in a rod holder. I tell you to reel up to, on the 10.5 foot rods, reel up to number 6. Reel to number 6, stop, take it out of the holder. Why do we do that? Because when you raise it up, you got control of your sinker. It's not up there at the rod tip flopping around while we got a fish on trying to get organized. You got control of your sinker. In beans, we never reel all the way to zero again. Now, after we caught a fish, we might have to zero it out. But if you stop at number 6 every time you drop it back in, it's ready to go. So you don't have to zero it out. Get control of your sinker. Close the flash, the holder. Lay your rod up on the side. Put your sinker right in the holder. Put your flasher right on the end. Pull your herring up and lay it on the side. That's ready to go. I can take off and go fast, so that's sitting there. It's ready to go. When we go to put in, this is real important so we don't tangle. Makes it easy. Of course, the rod's back here, get a little head start. Next rod, next rod. Start with your herring. I tell you, put your herring in the water first. Just leave it sit there. Grab your flasher, put it in the water. So I'm kind of moving. What that does is straightens everything out. Nothing's tangled up. Now when I pick up, I hold the sinker and the rod. I drop it out there. The next thing, it's real important before you set it down, you want to pick it up and look at it and make sure everything's tangle free. Still at number 6. Okay, let's go to 25, 30, 40, whatever we're at. Get down to the distance, lock it in, fishing.
silver chartreuse theme here going. Pretty much my #1 quick fish color. The next thing you're going to notice, I'm using glass rods. Okay, these glass rods have such a soft tip. Right now we got an outgoing tide, so I think it is. It's not moving much, but you see how soft that tip is? That's just a 9-footer. I use 10/6s on the outside and then a 9-footer in the middle. But you see how soft? In the lightest water, that tip for plugging is just killer. Super light rod is what we're running. And then on my colors of quick fish chartreuse, I have them out here. These have been my 3 best colors, day in and day out. I'm using sardine and tuna. A lot of times, I'm not going to open a can of tuna, but a lot of times I'll pack a can of tuna on there. Tuna and oil. Okay, makes all the difference in the world. Now, the tuna thing started about 5-6 years ago. I had 2 old guys up in Bonneville that were running it and just killing me, and I finally had to switch over. Now, you're going to see most guys are running round leads. See that pyramid? When I'm starting out and I'm running 7 rods out of this thing, a lot of days, you've got to get your spread out, okay? You definitely got to get your spread. And I'm going to wrap up a quick fish right now. But what this guy does, and I cast all of my stuff. If you're super ripping water, don't worry about bouncing them out. But a lot of this foggy stuff, I want to long line this thing, and I want to cast it. Get this guy out away from the boat and out wide with the big wide spread. See that? Make sure you guys notice. You see how that hook is loose. Okay? Yeah, the hook's just hanging loose, so hidden inside the hoochie. That will make that rudder on him.
Oh, that looks like a big old steelhead.
It's like a big old steelhead. Got a rudder on it. That's a huge wild steelhead. Big Idaho beer run steely. Going absolutely nuts. He's hooked right in the tip of the beak. See how the way he's hooked? Get his head up. Yeah, they just don't want to get that lead. That could be what we're marking, or a bunch of steelhead coming through. There you go, boys, run forward. Sorry, but that's a big ass steelhead. That's toss that one loose. It's probably about a 16, 17 pound steelhead. Easy.
Get a picture of that, Chris.
Yeah, we'll get a quick photo of him. Just let me get these hooks out of the road here. Hell of a fight, Jesus. Where are we at, boys?
Right here. Right on.